All right, welcome back everyone to another episode. Check it out. I got this pretty sweet machete that's about 50 years old, give or take. It's got some kind of engraving. It's hard to tell from one side. I can see letterings, but the other side, it's kind of hard to really pronounce it. But it's pretty old, man. So I'm looking to getting this thing restored and perhaps see what's in there. I might make two videos out of this one because it's going to be quite a bit of work, but I haven't really decided yet. I could make it a long video, but I'm going to start off with this blade first. We'll get things going. Now, before I take a deep dive into this project, I'm going to keep making these little clips as a friendly reminder to those who just aren't on top of their game. You guys know what to do, man. I don't know why I even have to bother. Hit that button, do whatever it is you gotta do, follow, you know, whatever the case is. Hit that button, swipe that here, swipe that there, whatever you gotta do. Press this, press that, hop on. I don't stick to one niche, okay? I got a whole bunch of projects coming, and they're all different. I'm going to go ahead and continue agitating this with some simple green and a wire brush. It should help lift and at least soften a lot of the stuff that's really stuck on here. I'm going to try agitating this with a Dremel and a wire wheel attachment to it. See if I can loosen up a lot of this stuff. It's kind of smearing stuff around. If I had a stronger one, it'd probably work, but I think I'm just going to stick with the wire brush and more of the simple green and just keep wiping it away little by little. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a little test real quick with some ferric chloride and then neutralizer and basically see if the ferric chloride is going to dig deep enough into the surface of this buildup on the blade. If not, then I'm going to have to sand it, which the tests seemed like it was going okay in some of the areas that were a little bit thinner. But I think the best result here is I'm going to go through and probably pick like maybe a 220 to maybe a 320 grit sandpaper. And I'm just going to use WD-40 as usual to lubricate the blade, lubricate the sandpaper, and help lift up the surface buildup and grime that's on this blade. And then I'll decide what I'll do next, which will probably be a full dunk in ferric chloride, but we'll see. Okay, this is kind of hard to see, but check this out. So as soon as I wipe this, it's kind of hard to see on here, even from my perspective, because it's still kind of faint. But there's like a whole collage of different types of animals throughout the whole like length of this blade. It's actually pretty cool. But before I continue with anything else, I think I'm going to sharpen this thing first and kind of reprofile the blade's cutting edge, and then I'll do something else afterwards. See, when you use a flap disc just right, you can remove a lot of material without damaging the integrity of the blade. Meaning, if I hit something with it, it's not going to roll over. It will remain sharp, which is perfect. This is what you want. So I think I'm going to stick with some more WD-40 for now and some sandpaper because it seems to give me the best results right now, which is what I want prior to dunking the blade in ferric chloride. Because if there's a lot of sections on this blade that still look too patinaed and they're not as even throughout the whole entire blade's length, then only certain sections of the blade is going to get etched and the other sections aren't going to get etched. So you can see right here, right away, that made a big difference. I mean, I can actually see this is actually really nice. I can actually see a lot of the detail coming forward. And I think this is the time where I'm going to show you guys an old technique that I learned a long time ago. And basically, it's just putting nail polish on the sections that you want to protect before you dunk it in ferric chloride. So, a pretty interesting thing. You'll see I'll go into detail on this. And you already saw what it looked like before. So just wait until you see how much more of the surface that isn't coated with the nail polish will actually get eaten up. And then the reveal of what it looks like when I remove the nail polish is literally a before and after. It's insane. Okay, so I was just reading this and I just so happened to translate what it says here in Spanish, which is now legible, which is awesome, but it basically says you're like beans at the first boil you wrinkle, which basically translates to like you fold under pressure or like you can't handle the stress, so you lose confidence or like you get scared at the first sign of trouble. I think that's pretty clever. But anyways, I think it's time for me to put the ferric chloride in this container I made, and then I'm going to slowly dunk in the blade, and I'm going to try to keep it consistent. So I'm going to probably leave it in there for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes and see what that looks like. If I want it to go longer, I'll put it back in just a little bit longer, but I don't want to do too much because I don't want to ruin it either. All right, so I got a rag ready, and I'm going to go ahead and neutralize the chemical before I continue doing anything else. All right, now that it's back to being safe to handle, now that it's back and safe to handle, I think it actually did pretty good given the time frame that I gave it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start removing the nail polish with some acetone or some nail polish remover. And yeah, let's go ahead and get it done. See what it looks like. So after a little bit more sanding and a little bit of polishing, check this thing out. I mean, this thing has like wolves in it, or foxes, rabbits. I mean, I could see a lot of the details on the backside of this blade. And on this side, I mean, you could see the letterings and everything came out so good. And I still left a lot of the patina on there because it just looks good that way. You know what I mean? I'm not going for a full on brand new mirror finish, full restoration, because if I do, I'm going to probably lose all of that engraving that somebody did by hand. So I want to put a finishing cutting edge on this blade, and I'm going to start doing the next steps. Wow. Yeah, this thing came out really good, man. I mean, look at the detail. See, and I couldn't even see any of that on here. It was very, very faint, especially the lettering. And it just looks so much more detailed, and it's razor sharp. So this video is a little bit longer than my traditional videos, but this is about where I would make it a part one and probably do a part two. But I'm just gonna do everything in one go. And now I'm starting on the handle. So I got the whole entire blade that I just finished taped off, and I'm kind of resealing some of the edges with a little bit of UV resin. You see, I kind of cured that there. But I also noticed that every single section of the handle has these thick leather like discs, lined up right in a row from each other, and they're all loose. So I think what I'm going to do on something like this is I want those to be solid, but I also want to get a lot of the old gunk off of it. So I'm going to hit it with the sander on the Dremel, and I'm just going to agitate it and agitate it and agitate it until I remove a lot of the old garbage that's left on the handle. And then I'll go through and start sealing that fresh leather with some UV resin, and then going through and, hitting that aluminum, getting a little bit of the patina out. I don't want to get too much, right? I'm not looking to make it a mirror finish. What I'm looking to do is get out the large gouges. If I can remove the gouges and still have a little bit of that patina left over, then I'm good. It's gonna look great. All right, so now that I've done this a few times with the UV resin, this thing is solid as a rock. And this is going to be great. It's going to make it even easier for sanding and additional sealing and even polishing. Yeah, this is way better. And, this stuff makes a mess, but with a little bit of movie magic, you can get it cleaned up pretty quickly. Now, to move on to my next steps, I'm basically going to go through and with a polishing pad on the Dremel and a little bit of Mother's polishing compound, I'm just going to smooth this thing out, make it look better than it is. Like I said, I'm not going for a full-on mirror finish. I just want to clean it up, make it look better than it did before, but yet still keeping some of the patina on there. All right, you already know what to do. Quit sleeping on me. Let's check out the before. Yep, that deep pitting, the separation of the leather handle, more deep pitting. You can't even see the detail that's on the blade at all. And taking a look at the after. Yeah, way better. I mean, this is this is night and day. The detail, whoever made this, shout out to them because the detail is phenomenal. It really is. It's excellent work. Now, I can't leave off with this video without at least doing a sharpness test. Come on now. Want to get some watermelon in there? Yep, yep. And you guys aren't going to believe this. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about.